Linda Israel here, and I've got the Spring Peacock journal kit. Well, I've got pieces left over from the journal kit that I made a while back. And I have here a 5x7 journal that is from 7gypsies. And the idea is this is a blank recycled paper, 80-pound craft paper stock. There are 8 pieces of paper, but when folded in half, it makes 16 pages. So you can turn this into a really quick journal fast. So this is a blank journal ready to do something with. So I thought what I would do today is use what was left over of this journal kit. I've got several pieces here, and I would embellish this blank and make it into a new journal. So I've got a few things laid out here. And the first thing that I want to do is I want to address the cover of this journal. So I've got a piece, and so I'm going to say, hello, how are you? See, address, hello, haha. I've got a piece of seam binding. This is something that seamstress would use to put on the hem of a dress to make it really pretty. So what I'm going to do is I've got some ATG, and I'm going to run a piece of that from edge to edge where I want this to be. And I'm putting this down first because I plan to cut the cover to fit on here. And I want to make sure that my tie is on and I don't forget it. And I wanted it under my cover. I'll put some other embellishments possibly on the outside, but I wanted that on there first. So this is my cover that I know I want to put onto my journal. So the next thing I'm going to do is use my paper cutter and trim it down. So when I look at this on my paper cutter, it is 7 inches by 10 inches. So I'm going to make sure that I trim off the white and then figure out where I want my center of this to be. I've trimmed that down and it fits perfectly on the journal all the way around. So the next thing to do is adhere this. I think though before I do that I want to do something with the edges. So I've got my Brutus Monroe detail ink laying here. It's always on my desk, so I have this as my go-to. I'm just going to finish that edge by just covering that white so you don't see that white core. I'm going to use my ATG gun this time, so I'm going to go around the edges with my ATG and get a good coat of adhesive on here. And then the key is to get this straight. So I'm going to start with one edge and then slowly work my way to the other side. So there is my cover of my journal, and if we fold it, that is how it will look. So now we'll go through and just add some embellishments to the inside. Now I had some random pieces that were left over from the journal that I made before. Some of them were cut, some of them are not. I may cut some of them. And I just thought I would go through and adhere these in. I may make them into tuck spots. I may add some journaling spots. But since this is a plain piece that can be journaled on the way that it is, I may not add a whole bunch because I want to leave it where you can write right on the page. So this piece of paper wasn't quite as wide as the paper clip. So I just added a little bit of washi tape on there. It already has a crease in it, so I know where the center is. Here comes the hard part, getting it on there. And then pulling up the edges. So I'm going to make sure I match the paper side. And then go over to the washi side. And fold that together. And then I'm going to go in here and add some glue to adhere it together. And then I'll cut the bottom to be a little ribbon shape. So that's a great way to use scraps. Add a little washi tape to it. So to find where you need to make it, I just kind of fold it over just a little bit. Trim it if necessary. It's handmade, doesn't have to be perfect. So there becomes an embellished paper clip. And every page of the journal doesn't have to have an embellishment on it. So there is something on that page where they can add whatever they want. And I say they loosely because that could be anyone that ends up with the journal. I've got some pre-cut cards here. I'm trying to see if those would stick out. This is just some, that would work. This one would fit in here. It's a good thing I like glitter because I have glitter everywhere. I think I have finished my journal. This is Linda Israel, and I have been working with the 7gypsies 5x7 craft journal. That is a blank journal that comes with 8 pieces of paper that makes 16 pages so that you can put whatever you want in and on it. I have the Calico Collage Spring Peacock as the papers that I used, and glue, and Brutus Monroe detail ink, and then some seam binding, and I used some glitter washi tape. So here's what I did. The journal itself is 5x7, so it's 5 and then by 7 tall, and it's sewed down the center. Pardon me. And so I glued the biggest piece out of the journal kit on the front, and I've got the seam binding underneath that, so it's tied shut. And then for the first page, I glued in around the edges here and made a pocket. And then this was a piece of cardstock that I added washi tape to. Over here, this was a piece that I cut apart And then here is a piece of cardstock, a tag that's removable. Over here I made a paperclip embellishment out of a piece of scrap and washi tape. And then I used a scrap on the tag, which is removable. The journal you can write on. This is Refuse to be Ordinary. Washi tape here. This was part of the journal kit that I cut apart because I wanted some of the image in a different place. This is a tag I put in, just cardstock. Another tuck spot there, and it's blank underneath. Tuck spot there, blank underneath. Journal spot. Tuck spot. Blank over here with washi. Tuck spot. Blank underneath, little butterfly on this side, tuck spot. This is another tuck spot. I haven't put anything under that one. Tuck spot. This one is a bigger tag. Another tuck spot. This one I used a craft color tag. I'll probably do the same with the other tuck spot. Another tuck spot. Here's another embellished paper clip. Another tag. Tuck spot. Tuck spot. Imagination rules the world. Another tuck spot pocket. There's another tuck spot. The last page with a pocket and a tag, and then back to the back journal, and then this ties shut. So that is a very quick run through using the 7gypsies blank journal and then the Calico Collage Spring Peacock. I'll have links in my description box to take you to my blog where you can get all of these items. If you have any questions whatsoever, please feel free to send me a message. If you like this video, give it a thumbs up. Share it with your friends. And of course, comment below. If you haven't already, subscribe, follow me here on YouTube, follow me on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. There's things that I share there that don't always make it into videos. Thanks so much for watching today. I greatly appreciate each and every one of you, all the actions that you click and like and share. I greatly appreciate that. Have an amazing day. Bye.